No. You saw. You're too close. This. You guys can see the stream fine, right? Yeah, vote on Twitch and YouTube right now. Okay, cool. So we're switching on 1, 2. Oh, yeah, ready, right? Okay, cool. Okay. Okay. Alright. Hey guys, welcome back to GamePlayX4. I hope you guys are enjoying your Friday night. We're back. Before that, I want to make sure to say that subscribe to the channel because we're going to be uploading a lot of more content later on. Also make sure to put a comment down below whenever we're going through some of the sections that we're going to be discussing today. And I want to remind you that we're going to have timestamps down below in the description so you could jump through the different topics that we're going to have throughout the podcast. So anyways, without being that said, how are you guys doing tonight? You guys doing fine? Chilling. How about you, Kenneth?
You disappointed me with that.
It's okay, Kenneth. It's okay. It's a learning period.
But yeah, chilling. Been chill week.
Chill week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean working hard.
Yeah, paid off my student loans this week.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm sure you only had like about $3K.
Nah, it's like $30K.
No way, you paid them off.
Oh, was it because of Art Institute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went
all of it was Art Institute. Yeah.
Bro, you only been on debt for like what, a year and a half?
No, he was
It
in
was like
Art
10
Institute
years
like
ago.
years
Yeah.
ago.
Oh, you mean the one from the Arts Institute?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah. Wait, my bad.
He just said it like
Where
four
have you
times.
been, Rick?
No, because okay, I don't want to tell that story, right?
No, I mean it's just what it is. We went to Art Institute, poor school, poor quality, failed. I dropped out because I got lucky. Okay, I wasn't there for 4 years. All right, I was there for 1 year and it cost me $30K. All right, so I got lucky, and then I went to an actual school, and I ended up getting out an entire degree for pretty much for
Can you
free.
hear me?
So I can't be mad.
Yeah.
And
Wait, you paid all your debt?
Yeah.
My man.
That's great.
I thought you were paying some of the debt
I
from.
want the same thing too.
I thought you were paying some debt from your 4 years. University.
No, I had no debt from there.
Grants, my guy.
Ah, okay.
I went to El Camino in Dominguez Hills for.
So you
pretty much
didn't
for
have to
free.
pay anything out of pocket from Dominguez?
Nah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Mm.
I
That's
thought
what I'm
you.
saying. I
I
got
thought you did.
that whole experience is pretty much free.
Yeah.
But now I'm pretty much broke. That
So
sucks.
so what's the lesson right here, Kenneth? Don't go to
You'll make
private
that back.
schools.
Which one?
Don't go to for-profit schools.
Yeah, don't go to for-profit schools because Harvard is a private school.
Yeah, USC is a private school,
Yeah,
and those are good schools,
yeah.
from what I hear.
From why you're here. I mean, that was being prestige for a reason, right? But there's a lot of people that get in massive debt when they go to any of those schools, right?
Yeah.
And they end up paying. For example, Barack Obama became president and still was paying his
It's student loan.
student
Yeah.
loan. So there
It
you
wasn't.
go.
It wasn't until he got the book.
Yeah. Until it wasn't until he got those bribes that he was able to pay off his school. But that's another story, right? Uh all right, guys. So let's just jump into the first topic of today, and it has to do obviously with Sony and Microsoft. Revealing some massive updates here and there, which it came out to be a little bit of ironic since the Sony kind of came out and said, "Look, are we having some trouble coming up with some of the PS5s consoles here and there? So instead of that, we're gonna focus on and start producing more PS4 since it's easy for us to make now, and everyone's still using the unit. So we're just gonna stay on that, I guess, stream for now, or that path. And then obviously Microsoft on the other side, I think a couple of days ago, 2 days ago, maybe a day ago, announced that they were, kind of like, we're done with the Xbox One production and we're gonna move on to the new phase with the Xbox Series X, right? So what do you guys think about that?
It's
Oh, he
stupid
froze.
and smart at the fucking same
who?
time.
I think it was
For-
hilarious.
For Sony.
Yeah, for
It's-
Sony, it makes
It's the
sense.
stupidest. It's the stupidest, but for us like gamers, it's the stupidest move. But it's also for business wise the smartest move.
Go on.
I think it's a smart thing to do because they had no choice.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that I feel like it's a smart move on their part on the business side because we can just get these PS4s out. We're not having to dedicate, whatever the heat sink and all that shit. Those are the parts that for them and the chips that are having difficulties, getting out those PS5s. Then we can just, downgrade to the PS4, which is, easier for us. We can get those out and print those out like fucking nothing, and then get those out to the people, and then that way more people are playing, the games that are going to be coming out that supposedly were going to be PS5 exclusives, and now going down to the PS4.
Right.
So
I'm
it just makes sense on their end.
a split mine into a little bit more categories, right? I think it's good for business, good for gamers, bad for developers.
Yep.
Now, why did I say this? Okay. So I think it's good for business because one, Sony can't get chips, right? So they can't. So it sucks for them to make a PlayStation 5. It's hard for them to make a PlayStation 5. It's it's right now it's just it's a mess, right? But uh when it comes to the gamer, it's also a good thing because there's already been over 100 million PlayStation 4 sold, and it means that now you have an even longer lifespan on the PlayStation 4, where now they're going to be supporting it for a little bit longer. Right now, is there going to be any new games coming out? No, most likely. But the games you do have, well, I guess it is because what Horizon's supposed to be on both, right?
Yeah.
And so now you get more support. You have less pressure to buy PlayStation 5. I don't know what that's going to do to the PlayStation 5, if it's even going to be worth having a PlayStation 5 now, because we don't even know, like, by the time, like, they get to the PlayStation 5, it might be already, like, mid-gen cycle. Who knows? But, yeah, so PlayStation 5, so PlayStation 4 has already sold so many units, and now it's probably going to sell even more units. But it's bad for the developers because they were gearing up to make games for PlayStation 5 way before even COVID started. And now those games have to be put on the back. Pretty much never know. So what can end up happening is that those games can get scrapped or they can get pushed out when the PlayStation 5 is more available. Well, who knows?
Or
But I do think that it's a solid thing. The only downside is, like I said, is that well, I guess the good thing is that if you're one of those people who like to release games near the end of the cycle, the console's life cycle, then your games actually have a chance of being bought. But two is or having a focus. And then, like I said, for Sony, I guess they'll have some time to make some more PlayStation 5s. Who knows? I mean, I just don't know how it's going to impact the PlayStation 5.
I think they're still gonna release those PS5 games, and they're just gonna have release support for the PS4
You think
version.
so? Because
Yep.
you think
Well,
they got
'cause
time to port it?
they
That's what I
don't, but they
think.
can outsource it.
Yeah,
I mean, if they're gonna be making more of these, then they're probably gearing towards like, damn, we can't make these exclusive. We're gonna have to push it to the PS4,
right.
like every other games.
And then when it comes to Microsoft or Xbox, they did finish the production of the Xbox One. Now, for people saying that, oh, but how come is they don't do the same thing or they're dumb just like Sony? The answer is no, because they're Microsoft,
Yeah.
and what usually happens is that when a company like Microsoft, AMD, Nvidia, whatever, right? When they need chips made, they pre-purchase allocation, right? They go out there and say, hey, we need this much chips, 35% of your production, 40, whatever, right? And as a result of that, they will go out there and be sold that because Microsoft is Microsoft, really one of the wealthiest companies on earth. They can buy a lot of allocation from a lot of different companies. And they get priority too. Apple also gets priority. And so they have chips that they can make, or even if they didn't, they get like first dibs on like a lot of the chips that come out. Not to mean that doesn't mean that the Xbox and the place it's not going to be slowed down in its production, but it is going to be a lot easier for them to make consoles than Sony will now. Another good thing about it is that it's not really that much demand for the Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
No one really wants one, so they're gonna quite struggle as hard. Because like if you go to like GameStop or something and you want to buy one on an Xbox on like a payment plan, you can still do that. It's like a two week turnaround. Like whereas in like for a PlayStation, it might be a couple months, or like for a lot of Apple products is a lot of months. But
And they also have
we'll
Game
see.
Pass, so that's pretty much what they're making on.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
then even
So
if
they
you don't have the Xbox, you just get it on
that
the
too.
PC and
Right.
you have Game Pass.
That's
So
another thing
I
too.
think Josh not too long ago posted a video on his feed, and it was like I think it was a girl from IGN or whatnot.
Yeah,
She's
she
like,
was in
I
G4.
yeah, G4, and she's like, I personally don't like Xbox, nor do I care to get the console at any time soon. But I can't deny Game Pass is amazing, and if I have a PC, I can't
I've been
pass
saying
up
that
that
shit since day
opportunity.
one.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Is Game Pass is a fantastic service. I don't know if Sony's gonna be willing to compete with this, seeing how they talking about it, but
We gotta
you
see.
know,
They gotta have those PS5 games day one.
yeah, pretty
That's how you gotta
much.
compete.
Yeah, speaking of
And
PlayStation 5
and
games, God of War
a-
came out this week, so
and put
Yeah.
it
It did.
on.
Nobody said anything.
Oh, PC. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people
Oh,
actually.
Oh,
okay.
really? Let's go.
Yeah, it's been out for PC, but
But
it's also people are playing it in 6K.
goddamn,
Yeah.
you can blow up your computer.
6K.
Pretty much.
no, blowing up a computer for the console passes. We don't blow
Mhm.
them up. 6K is nothing to the people who actually have good
Yeah, you need
hardware.
some expensive
Like,
hardware for that.
Yeah.
no. As long as it's a
Expensive
PC,
monitor
you
and
can do it.
expensive fucking.
It's true though. As long as it's PC, you can do it. But yeah, it's a no brainer. I mean, at the end of the day, I think last generation was like, well, not last gen. The last gen was like what 10, 11 years.
11 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, 11
yeah.
years.
This
Was it really 11 years?
2005.
7, 7 years,
About 8
7 years.
years. 8 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. This gen actually was about the same.
right.
Yeah, it's about the same. And they usually discontinue machines around this time, anyways. Unlike the PS2 though. PS2 they just can't make it that crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is not surprising though. It's like
They really need to, like I said, I think it's a good thing. And like I said, for the Xbox One, I hope the Series X really does well.
Do you
I
guys
mean,
think?
but I just think that the weakness of Xbox is that they they don't have new IPs. I don't think it's games in general. I think it's new IPs.
But I
They
think
don't
that
have.
well, those
you're gonna
acquisitions are gonna help them out.
right those
I
those
hope so.
that's what I was gonna say. All the culmination of all the acquisitions are gonna start, coming
Yeah,
out.
because it's just like because when
And
the Xbox 360, right, going back to last generation, like Josh said, when the Xbox 360 hit, it had like, oh my god, games. Like, you know what I mean? I had it introduced Gears of War. It that's the first time we saw Assassin's Creed. They had like so many IPs. The it was so competitive. The generation was so competitive. Like Xbox was like right next to PlayStation. The Wii outsold them both, but not by that much. I know a lot of people like think it blew them out of the water, but it really did.
yeah,
And it's like it was so competitive console wise, and how was so much innovation, so much artistic vision. It was just like it was kind of like the artistic talent that it took to make games in the '90s met modern hardware, and it made like amazing games. But then this last generation, it was just like
remaster that remaster.
here's the same game, yeah, here's the same game, just on better hardware. And I'm just like, I hope we see more like innovation because even though you guys are right, they have a lot of acquisitions. What are we seeing from Xbox again? We're still seeing Gears, we're still seeing Forza, we're still seeing Halo, we're
Look,
still seeing Fable, we're still seeing like games that have
at an
already been
Xbox
established. Are great.
Studios, they're not gonna make a new IP. It's not. That's over with. That's the end of the 360 era. Where Xbox was making new IPs is not gonna
Yeah,
happen. That's why they bought all these studios so they can make their games and make them new IPs and stuff like that.
yeah,
That's pretty much what they're banking on.
I mean,
yeah. Because like
Um,
even though I didn't play
why you're
Returnal,
seeing
at least they
right,
tried.
and
yeah.
then and that's why you're seeing a lot of
Well, Sony
acquisitions.
didn't make Returnal, so
I know,
Right.
but at least they had something.
But what I'm also to that Microsoft, that's why you're seeing a lot of Microsoft going to Japan and going into developers in Japan. I
yeah.
mean, look at right now with Killer Instinct. They're going into I don't know if you guys heard, but the rumor mill is going around that and Killer Instinct's not going to be made in the US now. It's going to be made in Japan, and they're going through Bandai Namco.
Well, just Japan has pretty much a monopoly of making fighting
Right,
games.
and
You
then
Yeah.
can't really beat it.
but because if you forget Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z, the people who were heading that game and like who dropped the trailer first and everything was Microsoft. So they have a really good
Oh yeah, I
relationship
mean,
with
but
Bandai.
think about it.
So
Like Bandai makes what 99% of the fighting game.
well, and
Bandai and Capcom.
right, and not only that, Bandai is the biggest development company in Japan, and so why not trust?
Nintendo.
Well, no. Well, I'm saying like as in like
Third
because
party?
Bandai has tech and it's not just like one
I
thing,
know, but
right?
Nintendo is one of the biggest
Well, the
companies in
thing
Japan.
is, Nintendo's the biggest publisher.
Right, the biggest publisher, but not the
Uh,
biggest development.
Developers is better.
Yeah, developers is Bandai because think about all the companies
I
and
remember
all the
because Square
that's
Enix used to
on
be the biggest
Bandai.
publisher until it
Right,
started being.
right. And then so that's the thing, and now Microsoft's going, well, fighting games, Bandai does Dragon Balls,
Yeah.
they do all this other shit. They do fucking Super
Yeah.
Smash Brothers. Like, why not trust it to Bandai? And they do Tekken and all this shit. So
Mhm.
just it makes sense. And then but now it's just like we'll see whether it's gonna be free to play, whether it's gonna have good netcode and stuff like that for Killer Instinct.
I
But
think it'll continue to do the free to play model because that helped
Yeah.
the last generation
Yeah.
Killer Instinct a lot.
Right.
It did. I think. To be honest, yeah. I mean, I think it helped Killer Instinct a lot because otherwise it would have just got killed by like what
Hell
Mortal
yeah.
Kombat and Justice. Like when it
Yeah.
comes to a fighting game, for some reason, like NetherRealm can't go wrong. But with like Killer Instinct, that was really one of those second tier fighting games. It wasn't really like up there with
Yeah.
the big ones. So
And then
I would
and,
understand that.
and Capcom killed it with Infinite. So
Right, yeah.
Do you guys
So
hope
it's like so. I hope it as well.
Do you guys hope that the price of the Xbox Series X might come down now that they're focusing more on the production of it?
No.
No,
No.
not
It'll come down like maybe 2 years.
yeah,
from now.
it'll come down on a Black Friday.
Yeah.
hmm
Or like
And
50
I
bucks or
think
something.
because at the end of the day, Microsoft doesn't care whether they sell
Right.
consoles or not. They want to sell you Game
Yeah.
Pass. That's their game plan.
And it
Right.
seems like Microsoft and Sony are more focused on like consoles are for like the die-hard
Yeah.
fans.
And Game Pass is a service for the casuals market,
Right.
which will also dabble into the hardcore fans too. So
Yeah. So it seems like it's more of a they're taking the thing that video games are a luxury.
yeah,
Like a given. Yeah.
it is getting more expensive to make these games, but
Yeah.
I mean they choose to make these high quality, super realistic, ultra graphics and stuff.
So do you
Yeah,
guys?
I think it's a come out, but I also think that the reason why these games are so expensive because they do stuff we don't ask for.
So do you
Yeah,
guys
so I'm
think
saying they make these
that?
ultra realistic.
Do you guys think that the Xbox Pass will hinder the Xbox Series One X in the short term? Just based on sales.
I think it depends. It's because the way Game Pass works is you download the game, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you don't have a good computer, like especially going forward, right now that we're in like the
Well, there's two things. You could download, and then if you have Ultimate, you play through the cloud.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like if you have if you don't have a good console, now that we're going into like the third decade of the century, right? Now if you don't have like a really good PC, then downloading it may be out of the question, which is what I was about to say with the xCloud. I think xCloud will probably hurt it
Probably.
most. But I don't think
I don't
Game
think
Pass
it's gonna
will
hurt
as much, but
like the people who buy consoles to play their games, stuff like that.
right.
Like people like the casual market where, because in a few and as the years go on, they're gonna push cloud services more and more and more and more.
Right.
And the way the internet is going and the speeds that we're getting, it's gonna be they're gonna market it to the point where they're gonna be like, oh, I don't need to download the game to play it. And, oh, Game Pass, cool. I just
Yeah.
play on my phone.
But
That's pretty much the market that's gonna start happening in the next few years.
yeah, but I also do think that there's always gonna be a market for physical games, which is why I think they're pushing this whole consoles are for premium people. Like if you're a collector, you want your stuff physical, you want to look
Yeah.
at your collection, blah blah blah. Then you
Pay
can go pay
top
$500-$600
dollar.
for a console. But if you just want to play a game and you don't want to deal with that BS, you can go pay $80 for the
Yeah,
game.
for sure.
Mhm.
F that. F paying. I just thought we're gonna start paying $100 for games like standard edition.
Right.
Oh my
I
god!
mean,
Sign me up for Game Pass now.
what are we like we're in the $70 mark, right, for PS5 games?
Yeah,
Pretty
I
much
mean,
80.
back in the '90s, they used to be like $70 to $80.
Some were
I mean,
120.
N64 games were almost $100.
Yeah, they were expensive back in the day, man.
Over.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there were some that were like $90 and then other ones that were like over 100.
Yeah, CDs made it cheaper.
Pretty much.
Oh well. All right then. I guess
If they wanted to, they could have kept charging that price for those games.
I know, right?
Yeah, but they
But they have sold as much though.
probably not.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
that's the thing. And if you guys don't know, the reason why they were so expensive was because they had to make custom chips for each game, and that
Yeah.
costs a lot of money. Because right now you can use any chip for any game. Now imagine back in the day where you had to have a custom one for each one.
And that's the reason why Final Fantasy VII didn't come on to the 64.
Right.
Yep.
You
needed 2 discs to play the game.
So imagine a chip. You need an expansion pass. You need that thing you put into the 64. Like you need all that crap. Just to play Donkey Kong 64, you need the Rumble pack and the expansion pack.
Yeah.
Imagine for fucking Final Fantasy, you're gonna need 2 N64s.
Yeah, DSLI 64s.
You're gonna need a fucking game to
Please switch to the other console now.
You imagine, bro? You need a 64 that was made in 2000 in order to play this game with the 64 you have now.
Pretty much.
That'd be crazy.
Oh god, no. DS all over again.
So what's Sony's solution to compete against that Game Pass? Just create their own?
Create their own, make it better.
Was it? It was like wasn't it
Something like that.
Project
They
Spartacus? Yeah.
want to do it,
Yeah.
but if you want to compete, you need to release these games day one,
It
just
has
like
to,
Xbox
it
is
has to
doing.
be day one.
If it ain't day
it's
one, it's
gonna-
like, come on. Like,
It's gonna hurt too. Like it's gonna hurt Sony because
yeah, because Sony is so prideful.
yeah. But you got to do it because that's the thing.
Money talks, so do it, and make sure you have PlayStation. They already have PlayStation Now on PCs. So make sure you bring that new whatever you're gonna do, new application, and put it on PC too, because then you'll just make more money that way, and I can play your games. I will never need a console ever again.
That's the
I'll
problem.
never get it.
Ever again, bro. That PS5 we have that's collecting dust. It's just gonna disappear. Just disappear.
I think that's the reason why they don't want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. They want to sell consoles.
Yeah.
Ironically, the mindset that won them the '90s
Yeah.
is still in the '90s.
Sony doesn't really change. Like they stick the same model. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's their model.
Pretty much.
They're gonna have to learn the hard way.
This PlayStation 5 is probably the biggest change I've seen in the hardware in a while.
That's very true. It's very true.
Because what else can you do?
See how big that thing is, man?
I was just finally a controller I can actually,
Yeah.
hold in my hands without killing it.
And you want to know why though, right? Because they're dedicating it to the Western now. So
Yeah.
Because what can you do with the
That's
consoles?
why.
Just keep pushing their the quality of how they deliver the gaming experience overall, which you could get on the
Sony?
PC. Yeah, no, I'm just both consoles.
yeah, man. That's
I mean,
it.
at the end, what you're gonna end up being the PC?
At the end of the day,
That's what it is.
at the end of the day, we play games no matter what machine is on.
Yeah.
So just make the game and just put it on a service. That's it. Make money. Do what Microsoft's doing. Don't abuse it like they're doing. But
Essentially, a phone's becoming a PC. Like Chewie's phone has a terabyte of fucking memory. Just
you can play video games on your car.
dude, that's what I'm saying.
It's getting to that
Yeah.
point where there is no problem where there's no device you can put a video game on.
Yeah, that's true. There is no device you can't put a video game on.
No, I know. The hardest thing will
Calculator,
be
bro.
the hardest thing now will be how we're gonna include
You can put games on a calculator.
You could.
No, that's what I'm saying.
In class, I put Pokemon Yellow on my calculator.
Bro, you can put games on an abacus.
Now the question is how you're gonna integrate Nintendo into this
It's the same,
conversation.
man. Back in the day, man, like this is gonna be old school. Remember when we used to have floppy disk, and now we have like this stuff right here? Like it's crazy.
I just realized like probably half of the people or like 90% of people don't know what a fucking abacus
Or a
is.
floppy disk.
No.
The second one, they don't need to know what a floppy disk is.
A floppy disk was a travesty, man. But look,
I guess
look,
an abacus, you don't need to know
look. A floppy disk is they may not know, but that started our road to storage. Like it's
I wanted those UMDs with the case.
damn.
I wanted those Blu-ray UMDs. That's how I wanted.
Nah, man, I don't need that.
Okay.
We don't need that. Thank God we didn't do that.
So we all can agree that Sony has made a terrible mistake by focusing on the PS4s.
No, they made that's not a mistake.
No, I mean in the long term.
They have no choice. They have no choice. What else are they gonna do?
Is that they gonna do that or take the
Yeah,
loss?
at the end of the day, they're gonna take the loss and they're gonna sell more PS4s.
Well,
You know?
I guess it is what it is.
Yeah, and then maybe in a year or two, maybe next year, the chip shortages is done with, and there's enough supply, enough inventory out there, and then the PS5 can start kicking on.
The chip shortage is probably not gonna be done until like 2020.
Well, it's GG for PS5.
Yeah, so
The thing is that they have to make more chips, but
Yeah.
they need a factory, and they're building one. They're building the factories, but that's the problem. They're building them.
Exactly. So,
That's gonna take some time.
and think about it, right? If Sony had the service like Microsoft did, they wouldn't need to. They wouldn't be like, "Damn, we're bleeding money." No, they'd be making money.
Microsoft probably had people behind the scenes, so they look.
Maybe.
You gotta get something up,
Maybe.
or else
Oh, I know.
Yeah. No, bro, you don't get to $1 trillion by getting caught off guard.
It's true, but look. Whoever invented a Game Pass, that person is set for life. Like sets. That person got a promotion. They don't even come to work anymore. They're set
Yeah,
for
Man,
life.
whoever
Phil Spencer.
pushed for it,
Well, it
because
wasn't Phil, but
invention was already there.
I mean, yeah, of course, the idea was there, but no one was doing it
Yeah, whoever actually cashed in on it.
because they have, what's his name? EA had Origins. They've been doing it, but not at the
Yeah,
magnitude
yeah.
that Game
Game
Pass is
Pass
doing
was
it.
created by Phil Spencer and Don Matrick.
Don Matrick? Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Don Matrick gets some points for that one.
yeah. Apparently, Phil Spencer was talking
Since
to
the
him and they
Xbox
had to
One
give him
era,
Game
like
Pass.
early.
Yeah. Well, I can say early, but it was when as Phil was going in and Don Matrick was leaving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
All right, that's what's up. I thought it was somebody else, and that's why Phil Spencer is the CEO.
He saved.
That boy saved the
everything.
Xbox.
Yeah.
I
He
can
did
tell you right now.
Yeah.
Phil Spencer literally saved the Xbox One. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well.
Clap.
Okay, so let's move on to the second topic, I guess. So Pokemon, right, and Logan Paul, both controversial as fuck. We could agree to that.
Yes.
Especially Logan Paul, who was the one who actually made Pokemon cards and quote unquote relevant.
No, he
in a way.
didn't. No, he didn't.
Yeah, he
didn't
did.
make
He
it
did.
relevant.
He did. He did. Let's be
No,
realistic.
He didn't make it relevant.
No, relevant in the sense that
It was
people will actually start
already-
investing
Wait,
on
wait,
it.
just,
No,
just,
no,
just
wait,
give,
wait, wait.
just-
You have to
just give Ray
understand.
his 10 minutes of Logan Paul bashing.
Okay.
No,
You guys-
I'm not bashing Logan
If,
Paul.
if you guys don't know, Ray hates Logan Paul. Go ahead.
I don't really hate him.
Go ahead.
I was a fan in the beginning,
Let
right?
your hate
Until
happen.
obviously everything happened.
Let
Also
the
the
hate
demise,
flow
but
through you.
that's the figure of Logan Paul. We're gonna talk about what happened to him right here, investing $3.5 million on Pokemon cards that turned out to be fake, right?
Did he
So
deserve it, Ray? Did he deserve it, Ray?
yeah, who invested in Pokemon nowadays?
Hey, there you go, Ray hate.
There you go.
All right. Right. What you have to understand is that when he came into Pokemon was already going on an uptrend. He just pushed it over that trend.
Yeah.
Well, so two things happened. I was kind of telling Gabe and Josh about this a few days ago. But two things happened, right? Actually, I guess three things happened. So one, I guess four actually. But the thing is that the first thing that happened was the stock market was doing not that well in 2020, right?
Mhm.
The second thing that happened was that people were really afraid of inflation.
Yes.
Third thing is that I want to say it was Goldman Sachs, but don't quote me on that. They said they officially declared collectibles as a viable
Income.
as a viable investment vehicle.
Right.
And then the government also started taxing them as such.
Yes.
And then the last thing was Logan Paul. So
Right.
so Charizard and all that stuff was already going for like
Yeah.
50,000 plus, right?
Right.
Per Charizard.
Right.
And maybe not 50 per, but maybe 20 per. And so it was already worth a lot of money, like going back.
Yes.
And then when Logan Paul came in, he just kind of threw gasoline on the fire.
Basically.
And he pretty much made it cool again. I can't say he made it relevant, but he made it cool
Yeah.
again.
Right.
So when he did that, everyone and their mother started buying Pokemon cards. People who had Pokemon channels but never talked about the cards bought Pokemon cards. People who had a trading card channel but never dealt with Pokemon cards bought Pokemon cards. People who just buy Pokemon cards buy Pokemon cards. Like people were buying like whenever I went to core TCG or something, people went to buy like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Pokemon cards for them, right? And then if you look at the sales, Pokemon cards became like number one, right, in the entire U.S.
Right.
And so what ended up happening was a lot of things I think came together to make Pokemon what it was. But as a result of that, it was ridiculous. It was getting sold out everywhere for every reason for no reason.
Cars being overly expensive for no reason.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
So
you could say I just fell for it, right?
I'm gonna tell you right now,
No,
I
just
made
kidding.
some money off
We
of
all
those
did.
Pokemon
I
cards.
even now I fall in the trap. You know what I mean?
Man, I remember when I bought these full arts before the bubble blew up. Man, I sold those cards like immediately.
bro, like
I've been having them. It just again, I just so happen to have them, and
bro, like
Now you're
for
Forever.
some
relevant.
for some strange reason, like 2018, I just had like a gut feeling to just buy all the full arts. And so I was like, I bought all the full art for like maybe like $500, right? Most importantly, I bought all the black and white full arts. And then I was able to sell like my whole collection for like $1,500. It was worth it. Definitely worth it, in my opinion. It was
Yeah,
ridiculous. Cause like,
I made like almost $400 off of one card.
yeah, it was crazy, dude. It was crazy.
I was like, "You want this? I take it, bro."
Right?
I paid like $20 for this.
Yeah, exactly. But it was really crazy. But the thing is that when it comes to Logan Paul, so it was the Charizard he wore around his neck, the PSA 10.
So 500.
That was fake.
Mhm.
No,
It
it's
was
not
a
fake.
yeah, the one he wore around his neck was fake. That's what started this whole thing.
No,
So what?
that's not what it started.
Yeah, it was. And then he opened a box of his box of
Bro, the one that he had around his neck was graded by Beckett.
was it?
Yeah, that's the whole reason why he came out to his boxing match because
Because I
it was
heard that the one that was around his neck during the box match was fake.
no. That one's real. So that's the only other pristine 10 from Beckett of that first
Unless he
edition.
means that he got two of them graded and he
Possible.
wore one, the real
No,
one, and while he was in action, he put a fake one on.
no. He had the whole thing. That whole thing was a real one, and then so he bought that Charizard from Gary, the guy who owned that Charizard from the beginning. He offered him some money. Then behind Gary's back, because Gary was the only one with a pristine 10 Charizard from Beckett, he went cracked the slab from PSA because he bought a PSA one from him, and then went to Beckett to grade it from them, and then came out that boxing match, not telling anyone that he had a Beckett pristine 10. So he's the only other person that has a Beckett pristine 10 first edition Childish Charizard, which is a $500,000 card. What started people saying his box was fake was because there was a YouTuber. I forget the name of the YouTuber. I wish I could give him credit or whatever. He deals with Pokemon and all that, and he noticed that the seal was way different on the box, and he's like, the seal doesn't match. The ink is way too fresh for it to be from 1999. It's like no way is that a WotC sealed product. He's like the numbers don't match either from WotC. He's like it's
Wizards of the Coast for people that don't know.
right. And then so he's like it doesn't match up. Like nothing is telling me that's an authenticated, a sealed booster case. And then so, from him saying that, people then started reposting that and then like all over Twitter and YouTube, and that's when it caught Logan Paul's attention. And so Logan Paul started questioning like, do I have a fucking fake one? Did I just pay 3.5 million for a fucking fake box? And that's why he went to Chicago. And I don't know if you guys saw his video, like the whole video.
Yeah,
He
the
went
GI
to
Joe cards.
Chicago and then got it. It went with the company that supposedly authenticated the box, which was a sports company that never dealt with Pokemon to begin with. And the whole fucking video, the dude's like, "Oh, this is authentic. Of course, the seal. Look at the seal; it's pristine. Blah blah blah. It's of course Wizard of the Coast." And then they open it and fucking GI Joe and fuck. And it's just and it's just crazy. I mean, Logan Paul got his money back, which is cool, but still like it's
That grading company is pretty much dead.
yeah. Oh yeah, and then
Yeah.
they just said that they from that point on they would stop qualifying anything from Pokemon. I'm like, dude, you were a sports thing to begin with. You never dealt with Pokemon.
I would be surprised if they got any business ever again for any.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the thing is, it's such a high profile person with such a high profile product.
Yeah.
Right.
And then on top of that, in the video, they're still trying to say, nah, it's legit. And then even in the video, it was proven it's not legit. Like, you couldn't have a bigger hit. Like, when it comes to companies like this, when it comes to grading companies, reputation is everything,
Right.
right? It's like you were saying, a Beckett 10 is a Beckett 10 for a reason, right? Like, there's a reason why you said Beckett 10 and not 10.
Right.
Right. It's a
Right.
reason why you said like PSA 10 and not 10.
Right.
Right. It's
Because
because
there's a
the
difference.
name matters, right?
Yeah, it's a difference because a PSA 10, yeah, they're grading a bit harsher, but is nowhere compared to Beckett where they grade like they don't give out those black labels for anyone,
Right.
right? Like to get a black label is like you earn that black label.
Right.
And when you get a black label, your card automatically goes into the thousands. Like
Right.
that's just how much that fucking black sticker matters.
Right. And so to have a company not once, but twice drop the ball like that,
Yeah.
it's just pretty much it's game over.
GG.
Right,
Because now BCE is just gonna be like that company that fucked up that Pokemon.
Right.
That almost lost Logan Paul $3.5 million.
Right.
That's what BC is gonna be now, right?
Damn. That
And
sucks.
so it's like it was just like this. This was I had a feeling like what happened was he probably called him up, right? Because remember Logan Paul doesn't really know what he's doing, right? He probably called him up, said, "Hey, I need you to check out some Pokemon cards in the area, whatever." They went out there. They probably find out, "Hey, man, this is Logan Paul. He's trying to get some Pokemon cards. You know, look, he just changed. Like, Logan Paul changed the market."
That's
Is
not
it-
how it went.
is
So
it?
how it went was that the dude that Logan Paul bought it from,
Yeah.
he bought it from so that dude bought that booster case for 2.7 million. So that dude paid 2.7 million
Shit.
from another dude that bought it from the original seller from eBay. But
Yeah.
even the dude that bought it and sold it to Logan Paul was telling him like, even though I bought it, there was a shitload of red flags like already because the dude kept changing. The original seller kept changing his story on how he really got this box.
Right.
He said the dude changed his story 5 times, saying how he got the
Yeah.
box. Like he found it in his own attic, that he got it as a present for his 12th birthday. That like he kept changing the story, and so like that's why the red flags kept coming.
Right.
But the dude still bought it because he was just like, I can't pass up that opportunity because it's when
It
do
turns
you
out to be
receive the
legit.
box? Right. And so he paid the 2.7 million, and because that dude is then authenticated with that company. He was the one that
Right.
authenticated it with them. And then and that's why Jake Paul bought it, because it was authenticated.
Right.
He wouldn't, and he even said it himself, I wouldn't have bought in it if it wasn't authenticated by the company. But
Yeah,
because
that's
it was,
worse, dude.
right, and which since it was authenticated, that's why I bought it. But then he's like, well, they're the ones who authenticated, so I'm gonna travel all the way to Chicago so I can re-authenticate it and see if this shit is legitimate.
Right. Like
And so
that's
that's
Someone
what happened.
doesn't
and so
know.
yeah. So
they're
like two
doing.
times BCE authenticated it, and they are wrong twice. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and then what's even more fucked up is that it was the heads of the company that represented, and I
Oh,
think
it's a wrap. Like you just
Yeah.
just close
Damn.
down
And
your
it was-
company. Yeah, the business. Yeah.
If it was just like a regular employee, cool, fire him. But like, if
Right.
it was, because it is the executives, it's over.
Yeah, I mean, it was the heads and like I think the head authenticator of the company,
Oh,
and
my
they had it all on
Damn.
video, all on video. Like the dude was like super confident in the beginning, and then when they open it, he's like, "Yeah, we can determine this is fake." No shit.
Oh, that's a wrap. You might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might as well just shut down your company. It's over.
Yeah.
You went
It
through.
was
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. My God. With the heads of the company there. Oh
Yeah.
my God, bro.
GG for that company.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Your reputation means nothing now, which means your grading means nothing.
Pretty much.
So
Yeah.
whoever employee authenticated that is like Gone.
Yeah.
Well,
for
I mean,
sure.
they're still there as a sports company. Like that's what they dedicate to. So I mean, they're not just like, oh, now all of a sudden, like a day or or 3 days now, like they're just magically gone. But it's just not like their credibility is gone. That's what it
Yeah.
is right now.
That's what I'm
So it's
saying.
just
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that like if it wasn't a celebrity and it wasn't Pokemon, maybe no one would have cared. In
maybe,
fact, I'm pretty sure most people wouldn't have cared.
yeah,
But because the two of those things came together, and then you told me they had the head of the company, that was the head of the company and the head of the authentication. I mean, it's a wrap. It's a
and
wrap.
yeah,
There's no way. And they had it on video, right? They had it on video of them being incompetent. It's a
yeah,
wrap. It's
it
just
just
toss it as hell.
yeah,
You might as well just stop, make a whole new company.
Yeah, at this point, because I'm even looking it up right now. You have like local newspapers talking about that stuff.
dude,
Wow.
you had Forbes talking
Yeah,
about it. You had
it's
all these different media
And when you
outlets.
have the media and the news talking about it, you messed
yeah,
up.
it's a
But
wrap.
now a lot of people are saying that Logan Paul did it on purpose
For
for
cloud?
controversy and for clout.
I
So he did
mean,
He don't
he
need the
did all
clout.
this. Right,
Right?
but
but
he did it to give himself again, like reinstate his clout again. Because he wanted the same eyes that he had when he was doing the whole Pokemon thing. So he wanted the same amount of people to go back to him.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I mean,
what? See, he knew since the beginning that was fake.
No. But he was saying that
He made it a
did,
spectacle.
yeah,
Oh, you
basically.
know,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Who wouldn't cash
I
in?
mean, yeah, I mean,
I mean,
sad.
look, I would have done it. That's easy. That's easy money right there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
easy.
Have you seen his
money.
thumbnail?
Yeah, easy money.
Clickbait.
Bro.
I mean, it's not clickbait because it's true, but
Yeah, I mean, you go on eBay, like, and you put in BGS, not BGS. You put in Beckett, pristine 10. Andres is right. Those cards should just jump up like
Yeah.
ridiculous amounts of
It's
money.
ridiculous. Whether you get that pristine 10 in gold or you get it in a black label, just the black label. I mean, it's so hard to get that if you get a black label, your card automatically goes into the thousands. Even if it's the most worthless card in the fucking world, getting just a pristine 10 in it, it's just your card automatically goes to the thousands because there's no
Yeah,
other card that's like that.
yeah.
well, it is what it is. So, lesson of the day: don't invest in Pokemon.
Look at this. Okay, like just okay. Beckett 10, black label, VMAX Charizard, shiny. Take a guess how much?
It would have to be
3K.
25,000.
Nah, that's way too high.
Way too high.
Yeah.
3K.
Nah,
Then it's gonna have to be 15.
nah.
Less?
It's 11K.
11K. Okay.
Ay, coño.
Okay, Chillin' Rain, Blaziken, alternate art, pristine 10. How much?
5K.
No.
More?
3K.
Is it 3K?
Yeah.
Nah, 8K.
Ay, coño.
Wow.
These are like brand new cars too. We're not talking about like from back in the day.
Right.
We're talking about cars that came out like a couple months
Yeah,
ago.
that I know that card raw because I have it. That card raw is like $160
Yeah,
raw.
like these boy when he says those black label 10s are no joke, he is not kidding.
Yeah, it's no joke. Like,
So you still want to get graded from them?
who?
From Beckett?
I
I
do.
mean,
I want.
it's a harsh grading, but you get it. Oh
Yeah.
my god, you know that Giovanni alternate art that they released in the Team Rocket Anniversary Collection
Yeah,
like
that's
3
the
years
one that
ago?
you messed up. That you
Yeah, the one that I dropped the ball on. Yeah.
Let me guess, 6 figures.
No.
Okay. Five figures?
5 figures, yeah.
So like 18K?
Nah.
10K.
Nah.
In
Higher?
between that?
It's 35,000.
Ay, my God.
This-
Yeah,
this-
that one car would pay my whole student loan.
Who's grading these cars?
It's Beckett. Beckett Black Label, pristine 10.
Yeah.
It's that card that I tell you I missed out on. I'm not kidding, dude. That whole set for the viewers don't know. That whole set when it came out was $200.
Yeah.
Now each one of those cards are going for 5,000 plus.
It's funny because I
Wait,
remember.
raw?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my
raw.
god.
I remember Ken had told me and Josh
Yeah.
when that was going up, and like I was like, man, I don't have the money for
Yo,
that
I
right now.
remember when it was 800 and then we were like,
I should have. I
Yeah.
had the money
we
to
were
get it
like,
at 2,000. I should just got it at 2,000
yo,
and
at
shut the
that
hell up.
time, I was like, you lost your chance, bro. Don't even do it. Wow.
Yeah. Wow is an understatement. Those cards were never released in the United States. So
I think I saw the Charizard art card in a black label. I think it was like someone was selling it for like $25,000 in a
yeah.
black.
Mhm.
Yeah, each one. Okay, so back in the 90s, they released a Pokemon poker set.
Oh yeah, the
Each one of
silver
those cards
the silver
are
collection poker set, right?
right. Yes, each
Yeah.
one of those cards, each card in that set, each individual card, not even a set, is going for $1,000 each.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You know, base set comments all graded are like $100 each.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
like, it's
Just the
Yeah.
comments, bro. Just the comments.
Whether it's CGC or PSA or Beckett, they go for the hundreds.
uh,
Crazy.
just copying that black label will get you a lot of money.
Yeah, man.
Because that's how strong it is.
I mean, I understand why people pay all this money to get stuff graded, man. They could potentially
I mean,
flip
and
this
you know
triple.
what's funny? We're supposedly at a downtrend of Pokemon prices, and those are the prices right now for graded.
Well, these are for Beckett's, like
Well, but that's what I'm saying.
Beckett 10,
Even you're seeing downgrades for graded cards go down, but we're supposedly at a downgrade, and those are the prices.
Right, yeah, it is ridiculous. Like, but
Upgrade my left
but
something.
that's how strong it is. But yeah, so Logan Paul, he got scammed. This is not the first time there was like a controversy about this. I remember I was telling Red Ruben about what was his name? It was like a infamous Pokemon scammer on YouTube, and they had he did a box opening with these. It's like there's like an investing channel, right?
Mhm.
And the investing channel, they decided to take a lot of like some money. I think it was like 100 grand, and buy a box of Pokemon cards. And so what they did was they didn't know anything about Pokemon. So what they did was when they made the deal with the guy who got in contact with them, it was like Logan. It was a guy who worked with Logan Paul before, right? He's the one saying that the common Bulbasaur was like
Is it the
$500.
skinny white dude?
Yeah, with
Skinny
ball
white
with a
with the
bald
ball?
head. Yeah,
Yeah. I remember
and
that.
he bought the box from him.
You're
Right,
talking about the time that he opened the box with Leonhardt, right?
right, yeah, exactly.
And
So
Leonhardt was saying he probably thought it was fake.
yeah, he was like, "There's looks like there's something wrong with the box." So
Right.
That dude is a hard scammer, man.
right, and so like that whole controversy went down, and it turned out that the box was fake. Obviously, the packs were already open. There were the wrong packs were on the bottom. Yada yada yada. And yeah, so it's like I was telling Ray Ruben, it's like the reason why like they put so much effort into putting their name on the wrapper, putting certain numbers, putting all these security features on the cards is because even though they're not supposed to be, a lot of these cards could be really valuable, and so there's a lot of people counterfeiting these cards. And so so even though like in the United States it's kind of hard to get a printing press, in China where most of these cards are made, it's very easy to get those printing presses, right? Because they're floating around all over the place because they have so many of them. And so a lot of times these guys can pump out like these really realistic looking fake cards that you wouldn't know anything about unless you had an eye for it. And so like a lot of times they'll just start counterfeiting the cards and selling them. And as a result, that messes up the actual game, right?
Yeah.
Because not everyone is supposed to have these cards, not everyone's supposed to have access to these cards. But they'll just pump them out over and over again. So whenever you see like things like Yu-Gi-Oh, where they have the little security sticker, or like Magic, where they have the little foil sticker in the middle, or like Pokemon with like certain things on the card, that's the reason why. It's because because I remember like way back in the day when a lot of these card games started, except Magic, I was too young for Magic, but when a lot of these games started, they didn't have any of these security features.
Yeah.
Those things came a lot later, and this is why right here.
And then they had basic hollows back in the day too.
Exactly.
Now,
They didn't have any patterns. They didn't have any. It was just a piece of foil.
like
A
now
line.
now you have cars embossed. Like, it's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
So good luck trying to mimic that.
And the reason why is, as you see, $3.5 million for a box Pokemon. Box Pokemon card would have cost you like maybe like $500-$600 back in the day. Is like 3.5 million now. So
Right.
that's
mean,
why.
I mean, a box of right now of like Brilliant Stars costs you like $700.
Right.
So just like imagine a box from back in the day.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
I wish I knew about this stuff when I was a kid.
No, man.
I would have had all my cards. I would be rich now.
Yeah,
Bro.
actually, like I said, I actually pulled the Charizard, but I was a dumbass. So
I pulled a Charizard too, and just
Yeah, I had 2 Charizards when I was a kid.
I had 2 of them too. I had actually a first edition Shadowless, and when my dad grounded me one time and he took my binder away,
Yeah.
and eventually like I got my binder back like years later because he lost it. I was missing that Charizard in my binder.
Yeah. I had actually all 3. I had the Blastoise, the Venusaur, the Charizard. I had a lot of the dark Pokemons from back in the day.
yeah,
And then I just gave it away one day. I'm like, I don't want these anymore. Big mistake. Big mistake.
yeah.
Whoever has those cards, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
They're probably not mint condition
Then
anyways, though. But still.
I'm sure they would have lost it, but still. Look, I'm sure there's plenty of them in someone's basement right now. All
I'm
right.
sure. I'm sure.
Either way. All right. So let's
It's
jump
funny.
into.
Before we move to another
Oh,
topic.
go ahead.
It's funny because like I think it was a year ago, 2 years ago, I was talking to my pops, and then he was like, "You still collect Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "How much money you make?" I'm like, "Oh, you heard about the craze, huh?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Back in the day, you told me that was a waste of time. Look at you now."
Mhm. Look at you.
Yeah.
All right. So now the question is: you guys want to jump into the game, or you want to do the next topic?
Yeah, we gotta do the topic.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Cool.
That's the main focus.
Okay, cool. So let's jump into next topic. It has to do with Riot Games, which they came out and kind of offer some of their current employees that are not with the new CEO's vision of the company, like an hour, right? They said that they're offering what 3 months of their salary.
I think
Well,
it's 30%.
so-
the thing is, we actually had another topic that we put this into. It was actually supposed to be about the G4 thing.
Yeah. Just want to mention it, right?
So there you go. Boom, G4.
Yeah, it has to do with G4. It also has to do with Overwatch, not releasing Overwatch 2 because they don't want to be involved with Blizzard because of their going sex sex abuse scandal. No, sex abuse, sexual harassment scandals. So Riot is almost the same. They're like they have a new vision. They're offering some of the old employees and now that way they move on with new people that are coming in here and they have a new obviously environment for everyone, right? And just going into the G4 topic, obviously it has to do with I believe her name is Fornskin or Frostgreen, my bad, happens to be a G4 host, a new
Oh, he said
to-
foreskin.
Frostgreen, my bad. Okay, and she happens to
I
be
think her real name is Indiana Black.
there you go. And she is also a famous you say Evo player?
A League of Legends.
League of Legends, sorry. League of Legends player and a
No,
host for
commentator.
a video game commentary, right?
Well, she's a famous League of Legends commentator.
Oh, there you go. And she's now a host at the G4 Attack of the Show. And I think during a live stream event that we're having, she kind of looked over the chat and people in the chat were commenting on her looks and kind of comparing her to previous female hosts, saying that, oh, she's not as hot as Olivia Munn. And people were saying, oh, yeah, that's true. It's pure facts. So she got triggered and she kind of respond to it. She kind of like stopped the event that they were having, the conversation they were having, and kind of started pointing out the things that were going on in the chat. And she kind of went back into the fact that, there's still a lot of sexism in the game industry as well as in the game community. And
There's sexism around everything.
and obviously this went viral. And a lot of people were kind of disagreeing with her and coming attacking her. Other people were obviously
Look,
cheering and applauding, just like her co-host right here. Like they were kind of, you said it was kind of awkward for them. They had to like start applauding her, and you see some people in the background
yeah, I saw the
screaming.
video.
Yeah,
It was kind of cringe when they were like, yeah, you got this girl, shit.
yeah. So what do you guys think about this?
um, I mean, I got a lot to say, so whoever wants to talk, go ahead,
Go
do it
ahead, take
now.
the stage, man.
Uh, I mean, she's not wrong, but I think in the way she did it was wrong. Like you because it's like also forcing upon your point of view on a whole genre of whether of gaming, and then so you can't generalize your point of view on like a whole genre. So it puts everyone in an awkward position, like where she's working at, or G4 around them, because it's like, well, not everyone's like that. Because if that was the case, then her peers would look at her the same way as well. Like that's what she's essentially saying, is just like everyone in this gaming industry is like, well, no, not everyone views that or has those same values or whatever the case is. So it just you sometimes when you do that, you have to like really have to take away your personal view on things, and then like, because when you put in your feelings or your emotions into it, then you kind of take away what truly the conversation is. So because of you can do that in like in any profession and be like, oh, I'm offended at this, but personally because of this, then everyone has to be offended as well, and that's not the case.
So
Cancel
And
culture.
do you think she fell into the
right.
trap when she went onto the comment section and start
Oh
reacting
hell
to?
yeah!
I mean, that's
You never pay attention to
how
trolls,
many
bro.
how many
Never.
how many YouTubers now, like let's say PewDiePie or those big ass YouTubers, right? Say I learned not to take anything personal from or reading. I'd rather just not read the comments
Don't
from
feed the trolls.
my
Yeah,
channel,
exactly.
right?
Ignore the
Because
trolls, man.
exactly, because there's no point. A lot of people are like, I went into depression because I started reading all the negative feedback and blah 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 and this and that, and then what they say, I just learned not to read any of it or just not
Yeah,
look into my
yeah.
comment
So,
section
so,
altogether.
yeah. So there's two things I want to two positions I'm going to take here. So one, I agree she shouldn't have fed the trolls because now everything she just said is just gonna go right out the window, and they're gonna come back and target her on purpose. As I said, I was telling Ray and Ruben just the other day when we were first talking about this topic, which is what's gonna happen is that now that she made the speech, she's gonna become the target. So now, almost, I guarantee you, every time she's on stream, they see her on camera, on her own videos, on her Twitter, everything. They're just gonna say, "Yeah, she's not bangable. She's not bangable, man. She's not like." You're gonna see it. That's how it is.
Mhm.
And then two, this is one of those scenarios where look at the position that you're putting Twitch in, right? This now, if Twitch decides to come out and do some super harsh banning, some super harsh rules changing, some draconian things,
Mhm.
like you have no one but yourself to blame again because you went there and you attacked her for doing for being who she was. And so now Twitch is gonna look at that video and they're gonna be like, well, we can't allow this, and they're gonna start changing the rules again. And this is what I tell people. It's like now, but then you're gonna end up with the same situation that happened at the Hearthstone Championship. I think it was 2015, right? When the black guy won and they started spamming the tri-hex emote and all that,
Yeah.
saying the N-word and all that stuff. Everyone was okay with that. And then what did Twitch do? They started taking the hammer to the rules. They started taking the hammer to a lot of people's accounts. They were like, oh man, they just went too far. I was like, but would you expect? Right? Because I even remember there were like YouTubers defending it. They were like, it's just some fun, but it was like it wasn't fun to the guy they were attacking, right?
Yeah.
And so Twitch had to do something about it, right? Because that every time you do stuff like that, that hurts Twitch's bottom line. That hurts their ability to pay the bills. It hurts them get advertisers, right? And so now this is another of those situations where people are gonna go overboard again, and then they're gonna have to get hit with the rules again, and then people are gonna complain again, and that's the problem,
I
right?
mean,
So when it comes to that, that's that. But when it comes back to when it comes back to her and feeding the trolls, yeah, she should just ignore them. She should just 100% ignore them and just do the ban.
Man, just to
because
add
like
to,
because
But
people
this was actually on YouTube though, not Twitch.
yeah, you
no,
just
but
to,
no, but I'm saying like as Twitch as an example.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
it's gonna
Right,
be
right.
just to add
let's
what
let
you
him
said,
talk.
and I think G4's YouTube channel was also like banning a bunch of the comments or like taking them out, right? They had
Yeah.
to do anything with the topic itself.
Which
You
is what
know,
which is what I was about to say was that in there what happened was you had screenshots of the channel literally just like Ray
erasing.
said, just taking erasing all these comments. And
Yeah.
like what happened was that the trolls came out. They're like, oh, we triggered her this time. Let's go in for the kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also they're getting backlash because G4 came out and was like, you know, we're all about, free this, free that. This is what we're about. Is what we've all been about. But then they're deleting comments and whatnot.
Right,
Like, so it goes against what you were saying when you first started the G4 channel all over again.
right.
And one thing I gotta say about what she said though. So like I agree what she said, right? Yes, like they don't exist for like guys to be like, oh, you like bangable and stuff like that. But G4 will advertise those women for men. And if you go back in time and you go to Attack of the Show, you go to X Play, they were all very scandalous and all that stuff. So the producers at that time pretty much nurtured that shit.
Well, yeah.
And even in gaming, look at gaming. Gaming, hot women, hot women, hot women, hot women, hot women. They market that.
I mean,
Like,
But I
I'm
have to push back on that a little bit because it was funny that you said because that was something I also talked about earlier. It's like one of the examples they used on the news article we read was Olivia Munn in the sailor outfit,
yeah.
and people said, "Oh, but that was over sexualized." However, there were times when I forgot that guy's name, the guy who played the drugged up
Yeah.
Link. They put him in a sailor outfit too. No one thought that was sexy.
But it's to each their own. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But that's what I'm saying though, right? Like, how come? I think for stuff like that, a lot of that stuff that they
but
did
you
was
might say
parody.
no one, but you might say some people be like, that drunk Link is sexy as hell. You know what I mean?
No. But what I'm saying is that like it's like
It is
'cause
parody.
a lot of that stuff was parody, but
It
I
is.
don't think it's fair to just say, well, because it's kind of like what people were accusing Twitch of, right? Which was if a woman is in a bikini, it's okay, but if she just happens to be hot, then that's not
No,
okay.
it's not.
You see
Well,
what I'm saying?
what I'm
And so it's
trying to
like,
say is that when you advertise something a certain way, expect people to gravitate towards that. It's like it's like if I'm it's like let's say the example, right? If I'm advertising a movie, a
yeah,
horror movie, right? And then people start loving that movie. Am I gonna get mad for people loving that movie because I advertised it as that? No,
no, of course
if
not.
you advertise that, I mean the new G4 hasn't been doing that kind of stuff, So, but it's G4 and people still remember the old G4 and they expect the new
Yeah.
G4 to be like the old, you know what I'm saying? So because that happened before, they have to find a way where they try not to do that kind of stuff. And even now, they still throw sublims here and there and all that kind of stuff. Like they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. But then you can't get mad if you advertise it, and then people will be like, "Oh no, but you're not that person that you were advertising. We don't want you." Like it's gonna happen regardless. At the
I
end of the day,
mean, remember they hired also Sarah Underwood, which was a Playboy model,
yeah.
and she had nothing to do with gaming, but they hired her because why? It was gonna get eyes to the fucking show.
I
They
mean,
literally had a segment on G4, like I forgot what show it was called, but it was literally for horny dudes. Literally for that.
Yeah.
so I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Look, I understand where you're coming from, but when you advertise something, expect people to want that.
Right.
That's how it is.
But that's so sad. But you just said they didn't really advertise it.
Yes,
I
they
mean,
did.
I mean,
No,
even
he's saying that they
Twitch,
did.
even Twitch girl streamers exploit that to the max.
Yo, in G4, you know how many sublims they be throwing, sexual sublims even the new
Well,
G4.
yeah,
They do it all the time.
I'm talking about new G4. Like,
I'm saying new G4. Gina Darling, her and Kevin just forever throwing fucking siblings at each other, and at the crowd. Like they do it. If you don't
but no,
notice it, you don't notice it.
but do they openly advertise it?
Openly, not too sure, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen it like there was before.
There is
know.
a thing to be said, right? Where it's just like it's not really their fault if people expected the OG4. Like, this is not 2001 anymore.
It's
Like,
not.
you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It's like this is not even a network TV show. They're on YouTube.
Which
Right.
is completely different.
Right.
Which
And
is more things you could do.
and so I think it's kind of unfair to like put them in that box. Where it's like, well, back in the day, it was like it has not that really
But
time
the
anymore.
thing is, like, also during the gaming space.
Even when you said, even when I just said Sarah Underwood was a Playboy model, I was like, that's not really fair to Sarah Underwood. Like, just because she was once a Playboy model doesn't mean that should fall.
Yeah, but they hired her for that specific reason.
For that specific reason.
How do you
because they
know
wanted
that?
eyes. Because
Look at all the segments they will do with Sarah Underwood.
Look, the thing was, Ken.
Bro,
When
did you watch Attack of the Show?
They hired her.
Look,
Okay.
Olivia Munn and Kev. I don't know. I think it was Sarah Underwood, Olivia Munn. They literally had a mud bath fight.
Oh, you talk about back in the day? No,
Yeah.
that's say like that's
no,
not.
but the thing is, like, you should expect that even though it's old. You know what I'm saying? Because you are still using the G4 brand at the end of the day, and people are gonna go back and be like, "Oh, I remember G4. That was lit. I remember all that stuff, right?" I understand that. They just gotta work better towards that. I mean, her, gravitating to the trolls probably hurt their market, but and then at the end of the day, look at gaming. Gaming is heavily sexualized, men and women. Like, entertainment is sexualized, men and women. Sex
The
sells.
Witcher.
Sex sells. Like, there's a reason why they push that. Like, the reason why they advertise this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, people still need to hold themselves accountable. So
Yeah, I understand the reason why she brought it up during the live feed.
yeah,
Even Kenneth said, because this is a new attack of the show, so I think she saw that as an opportunity to come out and say, look, if we're going forward now with a new thing, let's be clear about this. We're not gonna be allowed that to happen, even in the chat, especially in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do OG4 with new G4. Cancel culture is a thing. It's not gonna happen.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
they will get off YouTube like that.
and I'll even say something like even a little bit more controversial because I even disagree with her. I think men and women's sole purpose in this world is to just
yes, exactly. Like,
I don't even.
I agree. If she said that, like, as a professional thing, right? Cool. You should but I disagree to the point where it's literally advertised.
No, but what I'm
reason
saying is
for
that going back to the original point where I said that, like, women don't exist for some reason. I disagree. I 100% disagree. I think all the TV shows and stuff we do on Earth are nice. I think that we can have jobs are nice.
Yeah.
But I don't think animals exist for any other purpose but to reproduce.
Yeah.
Like I don't think, like, so when people say stuff like that, I was like, yeah, I don't agree.
I actually had a conversation with one of my friends about that, because she was like, "Oh my God, guys are so blah blah blah. They're always looking at my butt," and I was like, "Look what you're wearing. You're literally advertising that."
Yeah.
And it's
I think there's a reason why most people just cease to exist or cease to be relevant in existence.
and then she said the same thing. She's like, "I don't exist for guys to bang me," and I was like, "Gotta do." Like, that's what we were. That was what we were made for.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, like, I understand the sentiment, right?
Yeah, there's a reason why there's certain pheromones attract certain sexes and shit.
Yeah, but I just like think like if I had to realistically say anything about it, I'd say, like, if you I understand, like, wanting a job or a career, not wanting to have a family, blah blah blah. I get that, right? I understand, right? There's so many things we can do these days, right? I understand why people feel that way. But at the end of the day, that's kind of not really that important. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like because if you really think about it, there's really no purpose in having any of the stuff we have, right? We don't really need banks or TV shows or any of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
They're nice things. They make things easier, but they're not really necessary.
Yeah.
So I don't. So if people say like, "Oh man, like we're not here for just that," I would say both men and women, like it's like, yeah, it kind of are.
We're
Like,
here for each other
like
so
that,
that we can.
because like it's one of those things where it's like I get like a lot of people don't like the fact that we're just animals.
Josh,
I agree. I understand people don't like the fact that we're just animals, but that's essentially what we are. We're just
Yeah.
animals.
Every other animal does it. Why can't we? It's like it's taboo when like people think it's taboo when humans do certain things other animals are doing. It's like there's a reason why they're all every single animal in the world does it
Yeah, no, but I remember
to
seeing this.
exist.
I remember seeing this debate with this person who he didn't believe in evolution at all, right? And it was like a scientist. I think it was like an evolutionary biologist, something like that. And then the guy was like, he was saying like we had like a higher purpose stuff. Like I said, which I respect, I understand. He was saying that we had the guy who didn't believe in evolution. He was saying that we had like a higher purpose and all that stuff. And then he said like I don't believe that there's like there's more to that than just like because he was talking about like the ancient fossil or whatever of a human being, and he was like I don't think she's just an extinct ape. The name of the fossil was Lucy, right? And so it's just he said I don't believe she was just an extinct ape, and the guy was like, yeah, she's just an extinct ape. We're all apes. That's it. Like I was like, yeah, that's about right. It sucks, right? But that's what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
When this discussion became about evolution. But anyways,
The only reason I brought up evolution was to show that it's like it's not like we're not
yeah,
really
naturally speaking.
right. While we're smart and we could do crazy stuff like build computers and all that, have a podcast on YouTube. Let's not let that fuel our ego to the point where we
At
think
the
we're
end,
more than we actually are.
even when things go full blown digital and virtual, guess what? The human race still can't exist if we don't reproduce.
We're just gonna be digital apes.
Yeah. I
You
just
mean the
think
Matrix?
there's a lot of double standards when it comes to this kind of conversation because
Of course.
there's a lot of women who
What I just said does not justify sexism.
no, I'm
okay?
just saying.
Nah, of
There's a
course.
lot of good women who go out there and said that if there are like sex workers who will go out there and make a lot of money online now, and they don't
Yeah.
have to really be in the business of having sex with a bunch of men. They could just
Check
do
out my
webcams, do OnlyFans, and not even sex workers. You have those people who are like, I just want to put myself out there and make a lot of money based on my sex appeal. And so a lot of women have come out and said, "Oh, that's woman empowerment. If women choose to do that with their body, that's it should be."
Yeah.
But
That's pretty accurate.
Everyone should be able to do whatever the hell they want.
what about
Pretty
men
much.
who are like so?
Just don't kill people.
What about all these young men who are wasting all their money by paying those OnlyFans accounts?
That's
That's
their problem.
That's
Exactly.
that's
their problem.
Most people will
That's
say,
not
"Oh,
mine.
most people will say, oh, that's up to
Hey,
the
bro, look,
individual. That's your own
Exactly.
problem. You're wasting your shit."
exactly.
that's their
Like,
prerogative.
I
They're allowed
could
to do
get you-
that.
I could get you, okay, a better OnlyFans for way cheaper, right? So this is what you do, okay? You get some nice clothes, you go outside, you don't even need a car, you can use the bus, okay? You go outside, okay, and you just go to a place, some kind of social gathering, right? You pick out a girl you like, you say, hey, and you ask her out. Okay, there you go. You ask her out. And she could say no, okay? She might say no, okay? If she says no, you go to the next one. All right? And you keep doing that.
Or you should ask her for her
until-
OnlyFans.
until one says yes. And then once one says yes, okay, you put in the work, all right? Because nothing's really free, okay? But it's gonna cost you less, okay? You put in the work, and then maybe if you're lucky, you'll get a live OnlyFans with a little bit extra on the side.
Okay.
All right, and
But
that's how you do
why
it.
do I have to do that if I can just click a button and that's it?
Or you could end up becoming content for her OnlyFans. So
and there you go. But at least you're on the right side of the camera.
Gotta get a cut.
Get that POV.
Remember, when you have a camera, there's two sides, right? There's the side you're paying from, that's called a simp, and there's the side that you're on with the girl. Okay, the whole goal is to get to the other side.
What if you just
right?
want to support an artist?
All
Which
right.
one?
Yeah.
What if you
right.
just want to support an artist?
Then you stay on that side with the Sims, and you understand that you're supporting artists with Sims.
Oh shoot.
It's not that Raw was supporting women for no reason at all. Like I said, you can support a lot of things for no reason at all. Like me, I realized I looked around my house last year and I realized that 99% of my appliances are from Samsung. Did I want to support Samsung to that level? No. Did I want to come out here and tell you that most of my stuff is by Samsung? No. But that's just what it came out to be. So I inadvertently
Yeah.
helped Samsung. What do you want me to
You should buy their stock.
do?
Okay.
I'm definitely not buying their stock.
So we can all
And you own so
say.
much of their product, you believe in it.
I don't believe in it because their stock is terrible.
So we can all say that we all agree to disagree with her.
Yeah.
With her
Okay.
actions, yes. Her message, no. Except that one part.
Okay. That's so confusing. The thing
And
is,
and the trolls, calm down, trolls, stop.
it's not so black and white when it comes to this conversation, I mean.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Sometimes it's Latino or Asian.
yeah, preferably.
Oh my
I'll leave him
God.
on.
Let's move on. Overwatch.
That's so fucked up. I had to bring her up.
Overwatch has
Bro,
been.
you should have seen that. Some chick kind of commented on Twitter saying, "Oh, my comment got deleted on G4 when I commented on leave him on. No, Mon, right? Mon was hotter than this chick, and her comment got deleted from G4, and she kind of like took a screenshot of it.
They're censoring.
So, and it's just funny.
Saying someone is hotter than someone else is not a bad
Yeah.
thing.
So it's not like
If
a
you
big
get
deal.
salty because someone
Yeah.
doesn't think you're beautiful, then
So
that's just how it is.
So Soa has been quiet this whole time. Just how you feel about this? Let's put him on the spot.
Yeah. Come on, now just go.
What do you mean I've been quiet? I've been talking.
Go ahead, Audrey.
It's okay.
No, Ray, don't carry. Go ahead, Audrey.
I know we know that your exes are watching this. Come on.
Tell us how much you hate her.
I don't hate her. It's just
he's protecting his
again,
brand.
what others also is a different a difference of opinion. Like everyone's gonna have their opinion. They're gonna have their interests. They're gonna have their own likes. Like
Right.
you know, it's just it is what it is. That's how how fucking humans work. They're gonna have their own fucking opinion, especially behind a fucking keyboard. Like they're gonna say whatever the fuck they want to say. But if it was in person, I bet you they wouldn't fucking say the same shit. Like it's again fucking it's keyboard heroes that are fucking typing away and saying whatever the fuck they want because they know they have no repercussions behind that keyboard. But like that's just how it is because definitely of that same person was saying whatever the fuck to her in front of recording in that studio and said the same shit to her. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't say whatever he said behind that keyboard. It's just again, it is what it is. That's just how fucking humans are nowadays with the fucking internet and deciding what they think, what they deem is right and what they deem is wrong. And
say something.
it's just how it is.
Fair enough.
Is the chat considered virtual paparazzi?
Yes.
Would you say that? Paparazzi are annoying as fuck.
I know, but you can't do nothing about them.
That's
right. Well,
true.
because
They have freedom of the press.
what do paparazzi do? Right? They
go around and stalk you.
Hold on. Let me give out the points. They harass you. They take pictures of you, and they invade your space. Right?
Yeah. They try to get a reaction.
They want the
Same thing
reaction.
with the chat rooms. What they do, they'll take screenshots, like taking pictures, just to prove a fucking point. They'll fucking go out of their way to delve into information, like just like fucking paparazzis do, to fucking try to fucking cross you out of fucking social media or the public eye or whatever, right? Take your popularity down so that you don't work in fucking business again. And they and they'll discredit you however the way they fucking feel like it to fit their own narrative.
Yes.
It's just how it is, right?
Look, I think we had I don't know if it was maybe a few podcasts ago, maybe a year ago. We were talking about the cost of fame, and having all those eyes on you is the cost of fame. If you're gonna put yourself on a camera,
I don't think that was it for her per se.
no, it's not. It's not. But because the way things are going now, everything is pretty much virtual, right? When you put yourself on a camera, it's like putting yourself on a physical camera itself. You get more eyes on you now than you even did with
Yeah.
physically. So there is a price to putting yourself out there like that.
100%.
It sucks. I know it really does suck that you have to deal with trolls and stupid people like that, but it is a price to it, and you have to understand that before you even put yourself out there like that.
Of
So
course.
And
But
there's also
I think her main thing was that like judging by the way, because she did, League of Legends.
first of all, she also
She
got salty.
Yeah, she was. I think she's used to like a certain level of professionalism. You know
what
what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the thing. I think she's like used to like like the super high professionalism. You're dealing with like millions of dollars. You're dealing with like $1 million tournament. You're dealing with all these players from around the world. It's like she's expecting like a specific level of professionalism,
but
No,
and
also
but
look,
then
I think was
look at
there
the
was a build
format
up.
though.
and like it was like so different. Which one?
Well, yeah, but look at the format though. From like
I
she
know
said,
that's
hey,
that's what I'm
professional.
saying. It's like
Yeah,
because the format changed, but then like the chat is also because like if you go to like a League of Legends chat, it's not as
right.
bad as
Well,
Smash.
but
Of course,
that's what I'm
right?
saying
So
because when
right,
you go into that setting, you're more about the fucking gameplay and whatever team you're rooting for, whatever character you're rooting for. You're not really there for like the individuals that are on the fucking camera, right?
right.
So that doesn't really come in. I'm pretty sure that doesn't come into the mind of the people that are really into League of Legends and watching, right?
Yeah,
That's not. I don't like. For the most part, I'm pretty sure that people just don't give a fuck about the host. All they want to see is the fucking gameplay and what team they're rooting for.
yeah.
But like also her format changed where she is now having these conversations with all these different people. Now it's a conversation based format.
Yeah,
And the chat and G4 how it is and how it's set up,
yeah,
chat is incorporated into that where it's
yeah,
live
Oh yeah,
feed,
yeah. That's true.
and then
and
so you're always constantly gonna see that.
yeah, because they've been encouraging feedback, like just talking to the chat all the time. But
Right.
then now they decided to
Yeah,
delete messages, so it goes against what they were saying. Like I said earlier.
Right.
And another thing too is Attack of the Show was built on like your opinion on stuff. That's pretty much what the show is. You
mm,
come in, you review stuff, you talk about your opinion, but then when someone has an opinion that doesn't go well or go correlate with yours, you have a problem with it. It can't have it both ways. Just because someone said, yeah, you're not fuckable, who cares?
Yeah,
Like, just shut up and move it along. Like, there's gonna be a lot of people that are not attracted to you. There's gonna be people that are.
yeah,
If someone said in the street, like let's say she had a date with someone, who's like, oh, I can't be with you. You're not fuckable. And of course you're gonna get salty, but like it is what it is. You move on.
yeah.
Like
yeah,
it's
Yeah, I mean, I do think there's an element of that. I think that's why like it's so much more difficult to like sexually harass a man. Because it's
yeah.
just like, because it's like, like let's be real, right? Like, if the more attractive a woman who does like anything sexual to like towards a man,
Yeah,
like he's gonna take the chance, right?
yeah,
Like,
of course.
let's just not lie, right? We all would, right?
Yep.
It's I think it's like it's not like impossible. Like, I don't want to say it's more difficult. Like, it's like it's harder to do the action. It's easier to do the action, but it's more difficult that it's more rare for men to be offended by it
Yeah.
because it doesn't happen as often, especially for more attractive women. That makes sense. It's kind of hard to put it into
No,
words.
it makes sense. Yeah.
And so it's like, so if a girl comes, like if like a super hot girl comes around a thing, and be like, "Hey man, no, I'll take you out back tomorrow." I'm like, "Yeah, let's
We
go
out.
today instead." Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
I'm
it's
not
like
gonna
that's
hesitate.
right, exactly. Like that's gonna be like most of the response. So it's like I think like a lot of women like over time be like, just don't do it. Like just don't do it because it's not gonna get the outcome you
Yeah.
think is gonna happen. Like and so it's like, but in the reverse, it's different for women. So I would also I could see just like I was telling Ray, it could get kind of annoying for women to have to hear that all the time.
Yeah.
But
I
like
understand. Believe me,
because it's like
trust
for like because it's like said for dudes a lot of time you don't really hear it that often. But then for a woman that could be like the 800th time she heard it in a day.
me. Yeah.
So it's like she's probably like, yeah, okay, can you stop? You know what I mean?
It's true though, but that's just hey man, we
yeah.
just trying to mate out here.
Yeah, I think
Um,
I think it was just a build up that she had because I'm sure like Kenna said she's been in the business quite a while and
Right.
she kind of in her rant she kind of went over about all the sexism in the industry and in the gaming community overall. So it was
That's
just
true. She probably never really had like a a platform to say it before, right? Because like you can't really say it on Riot Games stream, right?
Yeah.
But you probably signed all kinds of contracts, all kinds of agreements, and then
Mhm.
on top of that, they probably paid you like an ass load of money up front.
Yeah, I think it was more corporate media oriented, so it had to
Right.
remain a style, almost like if you were like reacting to a chat while you were doing the news live. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean you had to remain a certain personality to stay on in a live broadcast that huge, right? Especially if it's nationalized, right? In this case, it's more like like a suave or like a laid back environment where you could just say your opinion. And in this case, she took that chance and she reacted to what she saw, but obviously it backfired.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's backfired. In the real world, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Look,
She
they
her
probably
her rant,
got a ton of subs after this.
exactly. Her rant went viral. Everyone now knows who Indiana Black is.
Yeah.
Who?
Got some great Indiana Black. So so she got some good publicity out of
Her
it.
Twitter actually blew up.
Exactly. So, congratulations. You're famous now. Welcome to the internet. You'll get your card in the mail in 3 weeks.
And you actually helped G4 get more subs.
Exactly. So it's like, so at the end of the day, nothing really happened. So,
Yeah.
like I said, same thing. Remember, it's the same thing with the internet as it comes to this thing. Everyone will talk something. Very few people act on it.
Exactly.
So there you go.
And that's
Yeah.
not all, folks. Did we talk about Overwatch?
No, we didn't.
Okay, go
But I
ahead.
mean, it's kind of irrelevant.
In 2 seconds. So Legos delayed their little thing because of Overwatch and other accusations and whatnot. So they don't know if they want to work with them
I did
anymore.
mention
And
that.
after that, I think Activision Blizzard is pretty much dead anyways. Overwatch 2 is looking garbage anyway. So that's it, folks. Deuces. See you
What did you
tomorrow.
say? What did you say?
Like, I'm gonna say this once. I'm gonna say it again. Okay. Activision, as dead as I want it to be.
I know. I'm just being dramatic.
They're fine. They're fine.
Yeah.
Their main problem is that they're not releasing any games. But other
Call
than
of
that,
Duty.
yeah. But other than that, they're fine. They're gonna be around.
Call of Duty.
Unfortunately.
Every year.
Yeah, because Bobby Kotick is
You're
still
next.
CEO, right? Even though everyone wanted him out.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, so that's gonna happen. Like, it's sad, but it's true.
Jeff hit the Jets real quick, bro.
I know, right? He dodged this by like a year. He's like, "Yo, I'm out," and then
No,
everything's
he saw it. He's like, "Here you go, bro. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I want no part of this. I don't want to be associated with that. Nope, I'm out."
They call him up for advice. He's like, "Yo, quit by tomorrow."
Oh, so he looked at McCree. He was like, "Bro, you should leave too, bro.
I know, right?
It's gonna be bad for you." Yeah, but yeah. And then, like I was saying, there's a cost of fame. Deuces.
Either way, you guys want to, we still have a little bit of more time before
About
we
20 minutes.
before we jump out of this. You guys want to add any other things you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about the Boba Fett?
I haven't watched it.
Oh my God, you guys are missing out.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm busy, my guy.
I just
man.
haven't seen it.
Wait.
No, I'm just asking Andres if he has seen it.
You're a huge fan of Boba Fett. Who's Boba Fett's dad?
Where's my helmet? Oh, it's not here anymore.
No, what's the name of Boba Fett's dad?
Oh, it's Boba Fett.
No, it's Django.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my God.
He's not a fan. He's not a fan.
Even I
Look,
knew
I'm,
that. I
I'm,
don't even.
look,
Get him.
I'm a fan of
Get
the
him.
series.
Get up. He's a traitor.
Okay, I've never claimed myself as Star Wars Wikipedia kind of thing.
He
Really?
just talked about a helmet he had.
I just want to say if
I
you
don't
guys had
think
any
I get
comments
that.
based on the series, but if you haven't seen it because you got a bunch of haters,
I'm busy, bro. I'm just busy.
I will say for the people who haven't seen it,
No spoiler review.
No spoiler. It's very enticing. It gives you the world that you wanted out of bounty hunters. So you wanted that underworld and how that works and stuff like that. It kind of gives you that. While a lot of people were waiting for that in Mandalorian, and Mandalorian kind of took a turn where it was more about Grogu than the Mandalorian itself.
Yeah.
Like and I mean, you did kind of see but it was more of the world about the Mandalorians and how their like world was kind of like, but not really about like the bounty hunters. Well, now you kind of get that with Boba Fett, and and you get also a lot of characters that you weren't expecting to be in the series. So like people who are like fans of like the extension of Star Wars that like isn't in like the films, you'll get that in the series. So there's a lot of surprises, a lot of characters that you're like, what? And like I wouldn't expect that character to show up or whatever. It's pretty cool. I really think that you should take the time to see it. I mean, there's only I think like 6 episodes or 8, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, already it's on its 3rd episode, so it's almost halfway there. So I mean, it's pretty good. Again, the world is amazing that they're building, and I feel like the way that they're setting up this Boba Fett show, that they're gonna make like this is gonna be chapter 1, and there's gonna be a chapter 2 and a 3.
That's dope.
Yeah.
It's that's if they take the writers who are creating the shows and make them make a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
And
just
it also explains a lot of the lore of like Boba Fett himself. Like there's a lot of flashbacks to like him, even flashbacks to like um the episodes like when he was a little kid. They actually give you the scenes from those episodes. They also give you scenes from from like the old movies too. So like they also tell you about his lore and like why is he still alive and stuff like that.
Is it the same actor?
It's
Yeah.
the same actor.
yeah.
Damn. That boy
Yeah.
old.
Yeah, and he actually came out and said like
He
he
wants to
still
play
wants
Rex.
and then he wants to they also asked him, he's like, would you play the stormtroopers? He's like, I'd play all the stormtroopers because all of them are clones.
Right.
So
That's crazy. No, I'm just
Yeah.
want to point out that Filoni, Robert
I don't know my Star
Rodriguez,
Wars lore, but
and
whose face is the stormtroopers?
So I mean it's Jango Fett's. Like if you want to
There's a
show it
few.
like the predecessor of like all the clones,
Yeah.
Right.
their DNA strand is from Jango. And then they made all the clones from him.
Okay.
So his son is a clone of Jango. So it's not his legitimate son, it's actually his clone.
Boba is Django's clone.
oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
that's great. Well, I guess go check it out. Any last things you guys want to talk about?
I haven't been watching anything, man.
Oh,
I have not been watching anything.
I guess we talked about it before we even started recording. The NFTs, Troy Baker is getting backlash because there is AI voice NFTs, and so he's getting backlash because
people are upset about NFTs, but they need to.
no, but okay,
it's
so
gonna be a part of it.
but you gotta listen to why this NFT is bad. So it's a AI that basically steals people's voices. So like it can steal like Mark Hamill's voice as an example, right? And the AI will you can type in whatever they like on your
amazing.
keyboard, and it'll read and do whatever you want because the AI will basically create that through
just
Mark
using his
Hamill's
voice.
voice.
I can have Jarvis. Oh, bro, it's over.
But because of that, they're basically stealing voices, like say from voice actors from fucking games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen is those companies are gonna need less of the actors, and they're just gonna implement the AIs instead. Because we're like, oh well, we don't need any fucking.
So check this out.
And
I want to sorry for cutting you off. There was a video I saw maybe a few years ago about AI technology, pretty much stealing away a lot of entertainment in the entertainment industry, a lot of jobs. Like AI can create a whole picture by itself if you wanted to. AI can make a whole model if it wanted to, and they're little by little they're gearing towards using AI generated stuff to make assets. Just look at Meta. I think it's called. Is it MetaHuman? The Epic Games one.
Yeah.
That's all artificial intelligence.
yeah, but that's not the point. The point
I know
is,
what you're saying, but it's not the It's not the likeness of someone else. The voice is the likeness of that person. But
right.
as time goes on, you might not even need voice actors because AIs will do it for them.
Right, but it's right now. It is because you're like right now. There was already a an AI that already stole someone's voice
Gonna
with,
happen.
without their permission.
Yeah, I know.
And then because
You need the permission, of course.
the company said that every person that they use their voice for would get royalties. So let's say I again example
Morgan Freeman.
Mark Hamill. They use Mark Hamill's voice for every time they use the shit, he gets royalties for it, right? Because it's also an NFT, and if it goes up, whatever the case is, he gets royalties for it. So that's what they're saying. But in this instance, the AI stole a voice, and that person didn't know, wasn't receiving royalties, and wasn't. And so
That's bad.
and that's the bad part.
Yeah.
And then so Troy Baker is the face of it, and saying, as also a voice actor himself, saying, "Oh, this is you gotta jump on this. This is the future." Blah blah blah. And if you don't like, if you hate the creation, or like something like hate it or create it, like he made that quote, and that's what rubbed people the wrong way.
Look, it's look, I get it. It's gonna rub the wrong way, but he ain't wrong. It is the future.
He's not wrong, but it doesn't give, like, let's say the small voice actors.
Yes, of course.
any
Yeah, they've been
for
getting
him.
they've been getting fucked this whole time, bro. Like,
Right, and then that's what I'm saying.
Because
It's
the
like,
thing is, you gotta think about it from Troy Baker's point of view, right? He's already in every game. He can't be
Yeah,
traveling like
bro.
this.
right, and that's what I'm saying. That for him, it doesn't matter because
Yeah.
it's not hurting him, and plus he's the one making the contract with the company, so he's the face of it. So again, that's not something that he's losing either. But it's everyone else in the industry is losing. Even
Here's the thing,
developers
right?
went on and called them out. Other gaming directors called them out. Voice actors called them out. They were like, "Hey man," like there was even voice actors that said, "Hey man, you were my hero, and there was a reason why I got into this industry, and it was because of you. And now you kind of just let me down because of it. Because now
Maybe he didn't mean that stealing was the future. I think he was trying to say that the NFT movement is like the future.
right." But a lot of people are saying,
because I think what people are afraid of is like what Andres said, was that now that they have a copy of his voice, they can pretty much just
do
use him
whatever.
anywhere with
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So you don't really need to care if think about it this way, right? You're not gonna pay that AI the same amount of money you're gonna pay Troy Baker. You know what I'm saying? Like to get him in the studio is gonna cost them more than just using the AI copy of his voice, right? And so now that they can use an AI copy of his voice, why would I go for the second best? You see what I'm saying? Because like a lot of the industry in entertainment is I can't get A, so I'm gonna go for the next best thing. But now A can be anywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So now I don't need to get the second best thing. So if you're like an up and coming voice actor, or you just happen to be popular because you just sound close enough to Troy Baker, well, I don't need you to sound close enough to Troy Baker. I'll just go get Troy Baker.
But look at this example, right?
The thing is that you're gonna have to.
You're right, because look what happened with when Mark Hamill turned down. I think it was Arkham. Was it Arkham Knight or was it Origins?
It was the second one, City. You think
City, which one of the ones that Mark Hamill didn't come back for. Troy Baker did the voice for that,
right?
and they was like, "Oh, you sound just like Mark Hamill. You're hired."
Exactly.
Just because he sounded just a little bit similar to Mark Hamill, they hired him.
Right. And so that's the thing, is that it allows you to do stuff like that. And so I get it. But the thing is, it's like I said, this is really a larger debate about AI in general, right?
Yeah.
How far are people willing to let it go? The thing is, though, is that even though people are really afraid of AI, it's just the society as it stands now just hasn't changed enough to really see how it would work.
Because a lot of people don't even know AI is implemented in their daily lives.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
but I think what they're afraid of is that it's doing what it's doing now. But that's because society hasn't really adjusted to like the new level of technology.
It was
But
like the Y2K.
yeah, but I think at the same time is that it's a question that was always going to have to be asked anyway, right? Which is how far are we going to take the AI? Because like I said, let's say you make a video game, right?
Yeah.
You make a video game for for the masses, right? But if AI took all the jobs, why are you making a video game? No one can buy that shit. They ain't got no money. The fuck? They ain't got no job. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna buy the game? So you essentially just wasting your time making the game, right? So it's one of those questions that it always has to be answered.
The thing also, AI is it's not just in video games too. AI is just gonna
Cars.
they're gonna in 5 years, truck drivers are gonna pretty much lose their jobs.
Yeah. But that's what I'm
Just
saying. Like,
Yeah,
yesterday, I
look,
was in Santa
I,
Monica and I saw one of those little rovers delivering DoorDash. I was
yeah,
like,
did you take
look,
it?
I,
nah.
I,
Look, I was
I
sitting down on
mean,
the train. I was
you,
like, is they really
Really?
doing that? It was
the
literally
thing,
just
I mean, you're also like right now. A lot of people are also saying grading, right, for cards. So there's this one company called AGS. I don't know if you guys know what it is. It's basically a grading company that uses an AI to grade your card. So a computer is grading your card instead of a human. And they're saying a lot of people are kind of liking that idea because let's say the dude that's grading
More
your card at
consistent.
PSA or a Beckett, he's in a
Yeah.
fucking bad day. His wife cheated on him, whatnot, and then that shit reflects on your fucking grade in your card, right?
Yes,
Well,
yeah.
but here's the thing, right? And this is something else that people have to understand. Computers have weaknesses. They
Right.
can
No,
be
and they do.
they can
But
be
the,
exploited. So
but this
it could also be the case that I just put like a really little blue dot on one of my cards. It's like perfect 10 every time.
right.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying is that so like they were saying, oh well, this is cool because it's also cheaper. It's a cheaper way because I don't have now. You're now also paying humans to do all this grading. Now you're
Right.
just upkeeping a computer to do all the grading and then AI, right? So it's that kind of stuff where it's like, well, now we can bring down the prices on grading to like what it originally was, like $7 a fucking card, than all this like $100 for a fucking no matter what card it is. So it's that type of thing where people are like, well, I want AI with this, but I also don't want AI because of this. It's
Yeah.
just we're at this kind of like we're in the beck and call of like whether society wants AI for certain tasks and doesn't want it for
Right.
Yeah.
others.
Now you know who wins in the
Well,
end though,
I
right?
mean, it's simple. They want AI for things that make their life convenient, and they
Yes.
don't want
Right,
AI for things that hurt them.
right,
You
right.
know, you know who wins in all this, right?
The humans.
Of course, but you know who wins in all this, right?
Skynet,
Job wise.
Skynet, Skynet, bro.
Yeah,
Terminator.
yeah. I know for sure. Job wise, who wins in the
Cowboys?
end? Yeah,
developers,
No, the companies, the head honchos.
sure, but more simpler stuff. Who wins in the end? Yeah, at the end of
coders,
the day, these are machines,
coders.
Uh,
computers.
the people who upkeep the machines.
You need your engineers, your
Right,
IT people who fix stuff. They win in
right,
the end.
Yep. I mean, look, when it comes down to stealing the voices, yeah, you can steal the voice itself, but you're still gonna need the actor to react and to behave in a certain way to get
but that's
that.
the thing is that the AI supposedly can get those emotions out.
Yes.
Like it
How?
can mimic
How?
and copy those
Artif-
emotions.
it's
It's
AI,
not
bro.
right.
It's
It's
AI.
not because the thing
Yeah,
is
It's
what
constantly learning.
You're gonna get an
well
Oscar
what
performance from that. Yeah.
the thing is what determines an emotion or what invokes an emotional response in a human being is your tone of voice. So
right,
okay, so we're talking about voices. That's all you have to do is change the tone of the voice in a way where it would sound sad, it would sound happy, it'll sound
Yeah.
whatever, and you get it.
I don't think you
Right.
still get the quality. I don't think the AI technology is not there yet.
You'd be
No, of course.
surprised.
Yeah, it
like you'd be
actually is. Have you
surprised.
seen that robot
Right.
talking to people?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, and it talks with sass. It talks with a with a voice, like, and it
I think
really reacts.
they're gonna implement blockchain into robots to make them smarter.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
what I
can see
think is
that.
gonna happen. So they
Yeah.
can't be hacked and whatnot. It's gonna be blockchains
hmm
for sure.
Yeah,
Wow.
you're gonna start seeing blockchain technology in cars too, so it can't get hacked.
You
It's gonna be wild.
could definitely hack out blockchain.
I know,
No, you
but
could. It's just harder
it'll be
to
more
do.
difficult, right? Like you can't just be next to the car and then fucking hack a blockchain like that. It'll take you a little bit of time.
Want to put money on that?
No, I'm saying, like let's say like if it didn't
But go
have
hack Ethereum.
right. Like let's say I'm about to
The thing is that when it
And
comes
you can
to
hack it, but
yeah, but it's gonna take you time.
no,
the thing is,
the thing
Compared,
when it comes to blockchain is that even though like a lot of people don't see it, the technology still has to be upkept from behind. Like you're
right?
not seeing the programmers like program it all the time, but they are still there. Like it's not a self sufficient like technology. It has to be programmed by humans. It has to be maintained by humans. And so so humans are still programming Bitcoin. Still, this is not NFTs, but programming Bitcoin, programming Ethereum, like there's still groups of people maintaining it. You see what I'm saying? And so like we say like blockchain is like it's unhackable. So it's not.
I'm not saying it's
necessarily
unhackable.
true.
I said it would take time to hack. Like
I mean, of course.
in comparison to, let's say, technology that doesn't have a blockchain, you could probably hack that shit in like with the right materials and right equipment.
Yeah, but I'm
and
just
tech,
saying
right?
that like I'm just saying like not like you're wrong, but I'm saying that it depends. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like a blanket statement where it would take time. Some are gonna be easier, some are gonna be harder. It just depends.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine
Like because
trying to hack.
because the blockchain itself isn't really all that secure, but as a technology, but
but
depending
like I
on
said,
which
like,
one you're using, it could be.
and it's
Yeah.
quite a new type of technology, so not everybody understands that technology, right? So like not every hacker in the world now is gonna understand how to hack.
I mean,
That's something
blockchain's
now
been
new that
around
they
for
have
years,
to
though.
they have to learn.
Blockchain's been around for almost 10 years, though.
No, but I'm saying like how now it's more implemented
Actually, it's been around since the
technologization, right?
That's how much I know. I think like came around like 2008.
No, the first talk about blockchain happened in I think it was like 1982, but they didn't really do anything with it. My guess maybe because the computing power wasn't there,
Right.
or maybe the network wasn't there.
So when was it first implemented?
The first time it was implemented was like 2005, but the first
Okay.
time it was like successfully used, like Bitcoin, 'cause, like Bitcoin came around 2010,
So then,
but the blockchain itself was around.
so the idea has been around, but the implementation of it wasn't until 2000.
Right.
Okay.
Because I think
That's what I meant.
right, because I think Bitcoin is going to implement blockchain because they don't have blockchain on it. So like
Yeah, but Bitcoin is
Yes, it is,
blockchain.
man. That's
no, but like there's like a new technology like
Yeah.
blockchain.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so
sure.
like they're about to implement. They said they were gonna do an update. to it.
Okay, so they're gonna update the blockchain.
Yeah,
Are all cryptocurrencies using blockchains?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, for the most part.
All right.
For-
Well, because Ray fell asleep, it looks like we got to end this out. So.
Did he really?
I was
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah. Capo was just like.
I was listening. Yeah.
I was listening.
He was thinking real hard.
Oh,
He was thinking really hard.
he's like, these guys are talking about tech. I don't even know.
I was listening. What the hell?
I would think Ray would be interested because he does stocks and all this shit, but no.
No, I was listening.
Ray's old school. He trades stocks with paper.
There you go.
He goes to the place and say, "Here, I want this amount of shares."
He writes it on the scroll and then sends it through pigeon.
That's why I keep losing money.
Oh snap! Yeah, we gotta end it here. It's 9:02. Some of us gotta work tonight. Get some money in. Unlike some people, I'm not gonna mention names. But Andres is rich. He needs to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're retired, right?
Andres is so rich. He sponsors us.
There you go.
Come on, man. Come on. Yeah. But we gotta end it there. It's a good podcast. Go ahead, Ray. Do your thing.
All right, guys. That's it for tonight. Make sure to check us out next week on Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Also, our social media is going to be down below in the description. And just a quick reminder, again, if you're going to skip through the whole podcast.
We got timestamps and hit that like button.
There you go. He said it. I don't have to say anything. Subscribe for more content. All right, guys. Peace. Take care.